of this Unit 2 exam. This part of the exam is you creating your budget, finally. I believe that you know everything that you need to know in order to fill in this spreadsheet here. We've talked about everything and learned everything you need to know. However, since this is using Google Spreadsheets, I wanted to give an intro to, or just an explanation of what I'm expecting so that this assignment is really easy for you. I've formatted this and set this up so that it should just be you entering your information and it should calculate everything for you. So pay close attention so you understand how I've set this up and so you don't mess anything up, okay? So the first thing you do, obviously, when you get a Google spreadsheet or any Google Doc from me is you go to File and make a copy and save it under your name with the Unit 2 exam Part 1. Okay, once you do that, you can start editing it and filling in your information. So start by filling in your name and the date. And then notice the very first thing I want you to do, this is the first question on this part of the exam, is notice it says my weekly or monthly budget. You need to choose the time period for which you're tracking your budget. Make it the title in the cell to the left. So if you're tracking your budget for 1 week, you'll change this to say my weekly budget. If you're tracking it for 1 month, you'll change this to say my monthly budget. If it's another time period besides a weekly or monthly, you'd need a pretty good reason to have it any longer. But if it's a different time period, come and talk to me about it so we can make sure that it makes sense. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is fill in these 3 cells with your SMART goals from the Unit 1 Part 1 exam. Now, I don't need you to write out every single little component. I just need a brief overview of maybe how much you're planning to save, what you're saving for, just an overview of what your goal is. Don't go crazy with these. You should be able to find your SMART goals in your in Drives. It was a Google Doc that you saved. If you need help finding it, come see me and I can help you locate it. Okay, next, this is where it gets interesting. Right now, your budget spreadsheet is set up with an example. I wanted to fill in an example so you can kind of follow the same suit. So all of these example cells you will need to delete and fill in with your own information that fits your life. So for example, this person set it up and had 3 sources of income. So I would type in my income. Let's say I got money for my birthday. So I'll type in birthday money. This column, how much I plan to earn, is maybe I knew my birthday was coming up and maybe I know my grandpa always gives me $10. So I'm going to say I plan to earn $10 in my birthday money. Now notice when I navigate away from this cell that my total down here updated to $560. It added $10. That's because I've set this cell up so that it adds everything in this column. Okay, over here, when my birthday finally comes around, I realized that my grandpa actually gave me $20, which was a nice little bonus. Notice again when I navigate away from the cell that my total jumps to $545. So, like I said, I've formatted this spreadsheet so that it will do the addition for you. You don't need to change anything in these purple highlighted cells. Anything in purple highlighted cells, you do not need to touch. Don't even mess with it. Okay, that's an example of adding an income. If you have maybe an 8th income or more incomes than there are spaces here, then you will click here, right click, and say insert one above. That can kind of get tricky. I hopefully made enough room for you to fill in all the incomes and all the possible expenses that you could have. So you shouldn't need to do that. Next thing you're going to focus on is your expenses. You need to separate your expenses into fixed, variable, and periodic categories. Okay, this is a part that you'll be graded on. If they're in the wrong categories, you will be docked points. Okay, this example shows that there is a car payment. I plan, since it's fixed, I know that I'm going to be spending $150 on my car payment, and how much I actually spend on my car payment would be $150. It's the same every month. Same with my savings. Let's say I added another fixed one, like I have a mortgage payment. And we'll say that it's $500. Notice when I navigate away from the cell that my total down here is going to change. Okay, so that's another one of those purple cells that you do not need to even touch. It's already set up to add everything or anything you add in this column. Same with this column over here. Notice if I add $500, my total in this column will also change. Okay, I'm going to delete this so it doesn't mess it up too much. Okay, so go ahead and fill in your fixed, your variable, and your periodic expenses for the time period that you're tracking. Notice down here that I've set up a difference column so you can keep track. The total difference from the amount I thought I would earn would be subtracted from what I thought I would spend is $15. So I have an extra $15 at the end of the month. What I actually earned and spent, the difference was $25. So I had $10 more than I thought I would at the end of the month. So that's just an interesting piece of information. Once again, this is a purple cell, so you don't need to do anything for these numbers to update. They're already set up. So don't touch them. Okay. Let's see. I believe that's everything I want to talk about here. Finally, bringing it all together, does your budget meet your SMART goals that you wrote at the top? Why or why not? What needs to happen in order to budget for your goals? Now notice over here I say this question will only be graded on having a complete answer. It's okay if your answer is no. If your budget doesn't meet your goals at this time, explain what needs to happen in the future in order to meet your goals, and you won't be docked any points. In other words, if your answer is no, your budget doesn't need your SMART goals, you just need to give me a reason why and what you're going to do to change it, and you'll get full credit for this question. Don't be afraid of saying no on that part. Okay, I think I have said everything that I would like to. Once again, I believe that you know everything you need to in order to fill in this spreadsheet according to your income and spending. So I believe you're okay that way. The only thing I worry about is this might be the first time you're using Google Spreadsheet. So if you need help using this Google Spreadsheet, please come and talk to me about it so I can help you make sure that your numbers are turning out right in these purple columns. If you mess with the formatting or something, come and talk to me so we can get it fixed. This is a test, but if you're having troubles, I do want you to come and talk to me because I realize this is the first time you might be using Google Spreadsheets. Okay, that's everything. Come and see me if you need help, and good luck.